Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and this is the Jakks Pacific 4-inch Giant Pecky. I've been reviewing Sonic action figures for a long time. I don't know how I'm supposed to really review this thing, because to be quite honest, if I wasn't trying to go after every Sonic character, I probably would have passed on this guy. But I know somebody is gonna get upset if I don't unbox this thing, so here we are. So I guess this is one of those releases that's like meant to like coincide with Sonic Superstars, because they released this, they released a playset where it comes with Fang and his little cart thing, which I'm not getting that. I already have a Fang 2.5-inch figure. That's not necessary. They've done a couple of playsets. Like, they really tried to lock in with Sonic Superstars a year later, or 2 years later, I think. Yeah, 2 years later. Bro, why? But anyway, here he is. Giant Pecky, the big penguin. He comes with a little end goal thing, because that's where you see him at the end of a level in Sonic Superstars. And then the back shows the other characters you can find in the wave. You got modern Sonic, modern Tails, Jet the Hawk, which I already did an unboxing for that, so you can check that out. But if I find another one of these in the wild, I want to get it from my buddy Nikki. I know Nikki loves Jet, so we'll see what happens. I'll try to look for him. 5 points of articulation. Yeah, he's got a lot going for him. And then a large Pecky, whose increased size may be due to the power of the black onyx located on North Star Island. So at least you got a little bit of lore going on in there, because I'll be honest, I forgot what the black onyx was. I forgot the island was called North Star Island. The more you know. So I got this guy at GameStop, as you can tell by this sticker. But because of me having a pro membership, got this guy for $5. I'd be willing to pay $5 for a character I don't really care about all that much. But $10, that's pushing it for me a little bit. What I'm trying to figure out is, who is this supposed to go to? Because I know Jakks Pacific mainly aims their demographic to go toward children. However, the people who are really buying these things more often are actual Sonic collectors. But the actual collectors only care about getting this for completion's sake, not for actually wanting the character. Because your average consumer, your average child is going to look at that and say, that's silly, and then move on. Unless you're a kid like me that wanted every character. So without further ado, let's just start opening this up a little bit. But like I said earlier, I got this guy at GameStop, which is probably going to be the easiest way for you to buy this guy. So, if you don't want to use the shopping button, that helps me out. If you want to actually have an easier time trying to find this thing in store, they can actually look this thing up. So if it helps anybody, you can take a picture of this barcode, and hopefully they can scan that, and they should be able to help you find it throughout other stores. Because, unlike Target, these are actually like proper SKUs per character. It's not a giant generic SKU for the whole wave or whole collection in general, to be honest. Now, we got a few things holding down the Pecky in the packaging, so we gotta snip those real quick. In my previous unboxing video, I mentioned, I'll be doing the one playset next. But I recorded that so many weeks ago, before I even found this guy. So eventually I will review that. There we go. So throwing this out of the way, here's the giant penguin. Call the zoo.
It's too damn hot for a penguin to be just walking around here.
His articulation is pretty simple. You can move his head a little bit. You can move his arms. You can move his ankles. I can't tell if you can move them like forward or back or not. You can definitely twist them. It's a little tough. This is a silly release. And then when it comes to the end goal, it's just Eggman on both sides. If it were a villain, it kind of makes sense. But it's supposed to be a good ending when you find this guy. So it should have Sonic on one of these sides, kind of like the end stage level of like one of the other playsets they have. But no, we just got a re-release of this, which is something that we've gotten from the Eggman figure. But the fact that they released this guy in the 4-inch wave is kind of silly. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. Because if you pair this with a 4-inch Sonic. Actually, no, let's take that back. Let's actually compare these two next to each other. So, like, when you compare these two next to each other, like, no, I don't think that's supposed to be the proper scale. Keep in mind, I haven't played Sonic Superstars in a hot minute, and I haven't played the game enough to really remember, to be quite honest. But I have a feeling this is not supposed to be the right scale, which I even forgot. If you want to get a closer look, here's a closer look at the guy. Like, I think the paint applications are mostly fine. Like, the eyes look a little bit weird. Like, it looks like it has a little bit of eyeliner on my figure in particular. But overall, he looks good. Like, it's a basic character. But having this makes me feel silly because I don't have many of the other 2.5-inch animals. Because I'm pretty confident they made a standard Pecky, and I don't have that to compare this to. But this is just a giant penguin that's going to sit on the back of my bookcase and probably get forgotten about. It's going to be like Wheezy. He's going to be shelved, just like a Toy Story 2. But the way I see this as a wasted opportunity is they could have bundled it with another 2.5-inch Sonic, because I feel like this scale feels a lot more accurate. They could have bundled these together, as well as having an end goal post, like, based on Sonic Superstars to make that match, as well as also adding, like, a giant capsule. They've done this playset before, but they could have added it with this Giant Pecky, but instead they just released it as a standard figure. I don't know what would have sold better, to be completely honest, because I know everybody has a ton of these if you buy the playsets. But to be honest, I don't really have much to say about this thing. It's a penguin. It's silly. I think he's cool looking, I guess, but like, if I wasn't going for every character, I would have completely passed on this guy. But the completionist in me says, get every character, just so you could check it off the list. Even though I don't have every variation of Sonic or any of the other characters, I don't find him necessary. He's silly. But we got him. We got a Giant Pecky. But you know what pose that Sonic goes in whenever he beats a level? It's something similar to this. Now, this is a Figgies. And this is a little pixelated guy with little magnets on his back. You can put them on a little magnetic card. You can put it on your fridge. You can put it on your PC case. You can put it on a wall if you want with a little sticker. Point is, they make Sonic Figgies. And if you want to grab stuff like this, there will be a link in the comments for Figgies affiliate website that helps me out and helps me afford more figures. And you can save 5% by using KGR5 at checkout. I'm flustered over this release. And so is Sonic because he fell over. It's not that I'm angry. I'm not even sure if it's disappointment, to be honest. It's just, it's a release like this that makes me wonder, what am I willing to do for views? Now this thing's silly. This reminds me more of like Billy Madison than Sonic. If I were to give this to a random person, they would have said, why does this penguin look like Guy Fieri? Not, hey, it's the penguin from Sonic. And I think that's probably where the real novelty is of this. He's just a silly looking guy. Now, I'm keeping him because, you know, for collection purposes. But, like, he's just a silly guy. I don't know how many people actually care about this guy. But here's your unboxing. Here's your review. Get it if you want. I haven't recorded a video in what feels like over a month because I've been visiting my dad at the hospital, and unfortunately he passed due to leukemia that evolved into brain cancer. So I have been an emotional wreck for the past couple of months. It's to the point where, like, I'm getting bald spots in my beard. And my comeback to YouTube is reviewing a penguin. Now, for those who have been subbed to me, I appreciate all your guys' support with me going through this grieving process. Like, genuinely, I really, really appreciate it. And I am so ready to come back to YouTube. I miss doing YouTube videos. But the fact that I came back, thanks to this penguin, I feel silly. I'm rambling. And for those who are new, That was a lot of unnecessary trauma dumping, so I apologize for that. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. The description is going to have my link tree, as well as, if you press the shop button, maybe a link for this guy, if I can find one. So anyway, thank you for watching. I love you guys to death. And I'll see you on the next one. So peace, peace.